What's up, everybody? My name is Lady Mathai.
My name is Miss Nduati.
And welcome to
Unsnapped!
Welcome to our first ever episode. First of all, hey, Miss Nduati. I'm so excited. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Medo. Okay.
Aya. Welcome, guys, to our first ever episode of Unsnapped. This is going to be a podcast or a space, basically, where we talk about things that people don't normally talk about, things that people find unorthodox or
Taboo.
Yes.
So we're gonna cross all those lines.
Yes.
This is a safe space. This is a place where anything goes.
Yebo! And today we're going to start with a conversation that actually brought us back into each other's lives. We've known each other for over 10 years.
10, 15 years, but...
Wait, you're giving my age. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about something that actually recently made us reconnect again, and it is something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and it's grief. Unfortunately, our first episode is about this because so many people have asked me so many things in the last couple of months, and you as well.
Of course.
And I realized that it doesn't make any sense for me to just go on Instagram and just be like, guys, we just decided, you know what, we're going to have this conversation because it is important for us to talk about some things. And I'm telling you, I've got a lot to say. The last 4 months for me has been crazy.
For me, it's been about 2 years, but let me tell you, the questions don't change, the warriors don't change, the what happened doesn't change. So we're here to address all those things.
And the inappropriate...
That's not...
Wait, we're going to get to that. First of all, in case you don't know, I recently lost a parent, my mom, and she did as well about 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years.
And mine was 4 months ago. And this actually made us reconnect because she was one of the only people who could understand what I was going through and what I was feeling. And so it made us get back to, being friends again. And we reconnected and decided, you know what? Let's talk to everybody out there who's grieving and they don't know who to talk to. This is the space. We want to hear from all of you, by the way. We'll put our descriptions, subscriptions,
my socials,
kila kitu up or down, and then you can give us your experiences as well. Tracy, wagwan.
So where do we start? A lot of people always ask what happened. And one thing I also want to address is, when is it right to ask what happened? Someone will ask you even like 2 days later, and you haven't even sat to form the committee.
Yeah.
And someone's on Instagram or wherever, even your friends are busy saying, Kwani, what happened? Oh yeah, tell me it is not so.
And then another thing about that for real, I did find a bit intrusive in that situation was, people need to understand your position in someone's life. If you've not been in my life for 8 years, I don't owe you any explanation. I don't have to tell you the nitty-gritties. Come say your pole and leave it at that. Like, I don't have to explain to you and tell you what exactly happened and stuff like that. Like, it's very personal, and we need to understand that some of these things are not things that we talk about the way you talk to your pals. Like, hey, is that how, Jana was like, this is
true.
Totally, absolutely different. Grieving is a process that never ends. You just learn to cope.
In fact, I read something that said, grief is just love that has nowhere to go.
Yeah, facts. Ooh, facts. So today I want to talk about some things that we've experienced. First of all, I want to start off with the whole process after the situation. Do you know? Can I start with mine?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So mine was very unfortunate. It was very unexpected. It was a situation where I literally saw my mom, and 15 minutes later she was gone. She was not sick. She had no underlying issues, no nothing. She just got a stroke and a brain aneurysm, and that was it. So for me, it was very shocking for the most part. First of all, after I've just, seen someone and then this happens, and I'm just like, where do I even begin? So that happened. It was it was 4 months ago. Anyway, I'm laughing to stop myself from crying. But anyway, it was about 4 months ago, and it really hit different. Like it's The only other person that I've ever grieved this much was my grandma, and that was a while back when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
So this for me was so new. And then, no one tells you, we plan parties. Me and you, we do events. We're used to catering for, birthdays, baby showers. Me, I've never done a funeral, by the way. And so for me, it was so shocking. Like, where do people start? Like, who do I call?
Yeah.
And I have all these connections for tents, chairs, but I'm like,
at that moment, you can't remember anything.
I'm just like, where do I even begin? And I'm sure a lot of people have gone through this, because no one teaches you how to go through this process. You have to learn on the go.
That's true.
For me, one of the worst things, I'm telling you, was that period. Let me tell you, me, God forbid, let me knock on wood. Me, when I pass, I please want just a few people, very close, and I want it to be seamless. I don't want these people who come to just be intrusive in your life. Do you know how exposed you feel?
That's true.
When that period happens, people are coming in and out of your house, colleagues who maybe didn't even know where you live and whatnot.
Now they all know you.
Everybody is coming into the house. You're just like,
okay, guys are even coming to sit on your bed like this.
You know. And then some guys are coming for sorrow. They're not coming for anything.
They want to go and discuss and find out what.
Oh, by the way, this is how they live. Oh, this and this and this. And you're just like, what? It's this period, and then people just don't know how to carry themselves during this period.
Yeah.
So for me, my most intrusive part and my worst part was that. The fact that people are just coming in and out of your house. They're getting to, you feel exposed, basically. Like, you can't stop them. It's the church guys. It's the what guys. It's relas. It's people who come and tell you, I carried you as a baby. You know those guys you've never seen? Then they come and tell you, I used to carry you when you were a baby. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, I cannot stop anyone from grieving. Because, we might think we are grieving our parents, right?
Yeah.
But, our mothers.
Yeah.
However, there could be a friendship, somebody's also grieving. Death of a friendship,
and then that person
death of a
just
relationship.
turns up, you're like, how do I feel? Do I start concentrating on you or on me? In fact, what you've brought up is very interesting. Okay, for me, first of all, I was very numb. I actually avoided the meetings, because thank God the meetings were not in the house. So if you really wanted to see me, you'd know where to find me. I was in the house. But our meetings were in a very neutral place, in some gardens next door, or at church, Nairobi Baptist. And guys would call me and be like, I didn't see you there. Yeah, it's because I didn't want to come. And I feel like now when I look back, I really did. My friends, especially my very close friends, let me protect myself in that sense. They never forced me to go for the meetings. They never, like, if you want to condole or console,
both.
Nile, zote, SND. So if you want to be there for the person, give them grace. And also always, you need to also read the room. A lot of people do not read the room.
Can I just interject on what you just said?
Yeah.
Please, guys, there's etiquette when it comes to talking to somebody who's grieving.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can ever tell someone, and this actually is something I even posted on my Instagram, because I got tired of hearing this statement. Someone comes to you and tells you, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I would do if it was
me.
died.
Oh my God, if I had a penny, my friend, ningekuwa hapo na prezo hivi.
Can I tell you guys something? To be honest, these are things that people need to understand. There's some etiquette when it comes to terminologies that you can use, conversations you can have with somebody who's grieving. Don't come and tell someone something like, I don't know what I would do without my mom. Neither do I.
I'm actually not knowing right now.
I don't even know.
That's where I am. I'm not knowing. And for me, another thing that people really, okay, so would you like me to also say?
Yeah.
For mine, same thing as hers. We have a lot of similarities actually, which is, we talked to these people that morning.
Yeah.
In fact, what had happened, I wasn't feeling well. I just come in from out of the country, and then that you feel, and you're like, hey, let me take an antihistamine, to make sure that you don't. So I took an antihistamine and I fell asleep after talking to my mom. But when I woke up, I had 3 missed calls. You see, those are the things I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I picked her calls, but anyway, it is what it is. So that was maybe around, the missed calls were around 10:45, 11. I said, I'll call back. That thorough for that sleep for period on days deep. I'll never forget. Any heavy-headed, nini. So I woke up maybe around 1 something, 2, and so my mom is a case of femicide, and she was murdered by our gardener. I don't know if I should call him the suspect because we're still in court, but our gardener. So yeah, she had gone to, there's a small altercation because she was going to fire him. He got annoyed. And yeah, when I'm ready, I'll actually post you the link. That story is all over the news. The links are all over Instagram. I will post it because I'm very open about it, because it could happen to your mom, it could happen to your sister, it could happen to anyone. And one thing I always say is protect the ones you love. You never, and I'm here to maybe make sure it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm being honest. Everyone keeps asking what happened, what happened. She was murdered. So what you are saying is this is someone you talk to in the morning. So by the time the next day you're coming to ask me, has he been caught? Tracy, do you know where he is? Where?
Yeah.
I'm just like, boss, if I knew, I'd also have caught him myself.
You know?
Like there's some questions, read the room.
Yeah.
Don't ask some questions, or maybe even ask someone around me, or maybe my close friend is there, and then they can probably tell you exactly what has happened, or when they'll tell you the truth. Like, I mean, me, it's been 2 years. I've never even told people exactly what happened,
yeah.
unless you're close to me.
Yeah.
But now I'm ready to answer the questions, because I also realize it can help someone.
Yeah.
And even with you, I mean, these are people, always check on the people around you and stuff, and just be very careful about how you talk to someone who has just lost someone.
Can I tell you a story about the first day, not the first day, the day of my mom's passing? So obviously I was all over the compound screaming. I called the gardener, I called the watchman, I called the husband. I was like, yes, guy, like, yo. So obviously the neighbors heard, right? And one of the neighbors came, and then, you know, they just come console you, and they're like, oh, yeah. And then this lady, there's this lady. There's always that one mad person in the market. There's this lady. Imagine she comes, and then me, I'm there. I'm in my dira on the floor. My hair is standing like this.
Yeah.
And then a woman comes and tells you, no, Sarah, you have to accept. It has happened. You have to accept. Hi, boo. Listen, if you have nothing positive to say, or if you don't know how to deal with somebody dealing with that, please keep quiet. Because do you know, I told her to leave. I was like, I don't even know who you are. First of all, just leave. She knows me by name, and then she comes and tells me, you have to accept it has happened. She's not coming back. Who even talks like that?
You know, those are the times your upbringing is tested.
Where?
In your head, your mother and father are telling you, brought you up better.
You know, and I'm
just like,
Mom,
this is my elder. The things I want to say.
You know, and then at this point, we've not even removed my mom from the house. We're waiting for the funeral home to come to collect. And this woman is busy telling me, oh, you know. I'm like, I just told a cousin of mine who had come. I just told my cousin, I was like, please tell the woman to leave. Because if I snap, at this point, I don't know where my emotions are. If I snap, these cops who are coming, will take me with them.
I snapped at the cops, me. You're saying the neighbor, me, the cops. They're telling me, you cannot go in and see the body. I said,
excuse me?
I'm the daughter. I'm the only daughter. No, in fact, I just said, please, I really respect the law. I'm about to move you.
Yeah.
And you know that time you're numb, you're not crying, there's nothing. And I need to see.
You're crying, but there are no tears.
But I also need to see to believe.
Yeah.
If you guys don't want to go and see as my family, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I needed to see. Because I'm just like, this is someone I talk to that, you guys, this is someone wrong. And then I watch those my shows, I'm like, it can't be her.
Yeah.
The cops, I think, but I know a lot of us talk about cops not doing what they need to do.
But
mine was smooth. I won't lie.
Even mine.
The DC Ngong, the cops, they handle it so professionally.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I won't lie. It was very smooth.
Even I didn't even know we have like such serious forensic guys.
Did you know?
Suitcase. Those guys came in, and then first of all they came in white.
Yeah.
Coaties, lab coats.
Yes.
Masks. So they fungad what. They came in things. They have to because now the one thing they were saying is, first of all, obviously don't move.
Even me, I was told,
don't
not
touch
her.
Don't do anything and whatnot. And then they came, and it was very. There were like 30 cops in that Dago. And I was like,
That part I didn't watch. In fact, my biological father is the only person who, they call it processing.
Yeah.
So he sat with them because you need someone in there.
Yeah.
And he I don't even know how, kudos to my dad. Because how he managed to sit and watch that, I don't know. I don't know. Because, and then my mom was tied up. So the first instinct or when I saw her, was wanting to untie her.
Yeah.
Do you know I learned something? You're not allowed to untie. The only person allowed to untie her is the person doing the post-mortem.
Yes, the pathologist.
Pathologist.
Yes.
He's the only one, once he's taken his photos and everything, is when he can cut the ropes.
Yeah.
No one else is allowed.
Even us were told, don't touch anything, don't do anything. It was the hardest thing to do, but however, in retrospect, I feel like also I want to, give flowers. I mean, we fought cops for a lot, but let me just, kudos. They really did it so fast, and they did it within like an hour.
Yeah.
I had to write like 7 tests, whatever. What are they called?
I was going to say testimonial.
What? Those statements.
In fact, I couldn't write my statement.
This is how you know I've never been to jail. So doing statement, Nandika statement, I was like, hey, this person comes, the chief comes, OCS akuje, DCI akuje, forensics akuje.
Yeah.
And you say that story over and over and over, but you're just like, you know what?
I became Exactly. I was just like, see, copy paste.
Yeah, Hey. But anyway, today we just wanted to talk about this because it's something that a lot of guys have asked us, and this is the only way we feel like we can talk about it. So many guys are going through these things, and we also need to give a big shout out, oh my God, to our support systems.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let me tell you, this period has taught me a lot. And I keep telling my friends, when you lose someone is when you know who your true friends are, number one.
True.
You know who's going to be there for you, you know who really cares, and
who stays.
Important.
Everyone is there in the beginning. Let me tell you, everyone, even aunties you didn't know about.
They come. Tracy, let me tell you the thing. You know the period between when somebody has passed on and then you're planning the funeral until the funeral happens,
call it about
right?
2 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
I'm just saying.
Because 6 days. Because it was 6 days because my mom had a wish. I need to give you a backstory. So my mom had a very close friend of hers who passed on last year in August, but she had cancer and she'd fought cancer for like 30 years. So I remember when we went for the burial, my mom told me, if I was to ever pass, I have a dying wish. I want to be cremated.
Okay. She was very clear.
She was very clear, and she said, I want to be cremated, and then I want you to plant a tree that's going to live off my ashes.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's what we did actually.
Oh, I love that.
This is the part where I didn't want to talk about, but I need to talk about. It's people feeling entitled to that part. Relatives coming to tell you, we've never cremated in our family. I'm like, okay. That was her wish. Because, this is literally, it was 3 months apart between her bestie and her. And I remember, because when the bestie was cremated, and that was a conversation they had.
Together, yeah.
Together. And she told me that day, because I even took a day off work, and then I went for the burial. And she was very clear. She was like, giving me a simple church service. We go to the crematorium. After that, we have a wake for close family and friends. Simple. And that's what we did. Before I could let my relatives agree. Well, those committee meetings were war.
Imagine.
Everybody's like, no, that was also our sister. That was okay.
It was my mom.
We are the kids. We are the ones who know. We're not children.
We live.
Me and my sister were in our 30s.
Exactly.
Did I just say? Anyway, so anyway, us guys were like, you know what? Us guys, we know what she wanted, and we're old enough to make these decisions. We don't need you guys to chime in. We need you guys to chime in with your prayers and being there for us.
And the
support. But anything else that partakes to the burial, the funeral, whatever, me and my sister will handle it, and that's what we did.
And that's something we need to ask our viewers is also, do you guys know if the day came? Where would you be buried? Where is your shags? Is it shags? Let's say, for example, let me throw something in that happened the other day. Your parents are divorced. Where will you be buried? Will you be Langata or will you be cremated? Sometimes I feel like as much as we go through life, these are things we should talk about.
Yeah.
Because you don't make things easy, I think, when the time comes, especially if we're getting older, things happen, people get sick, even our parents,
even our friends.
We're getting to an age,
back
every
then,
week there's a funeral.
When we were younger, I used to think like death is like, oh my God. Now we're getting to an age where our age
and the ones about it can never happen to me. Hey, my friend, God tells you.
And I said, okay. Wait, your nini, what's it called? That's it's in the fire. You go it's waiting.
It can be you, it can be me, it can be anyone.
Yeah.
So sometimes maybe it's something to think about. Also, I'm saying this is me going to chime in from my point of my beliefs. there's something very interesting. I went to a friend's funeral, and you know the hyphen. So born for me 19 to 2000, and let's say whatever it is, yeah. That hyphen in the middle. What does your hyphen mean?
Yeah.
How have you, what will you be defined? What will that hyphen mean the day we sit and talk about you?
Yeah.
What are you doing today and tomorrow to make that hyphen
Mean something.
really mean something?
Yeah.
And we forget that because we just live.
Yeah.
You know, are you being kind to others? Are you
What do
healing
you
so
be
you don't
remembered
hurt
for?
others?
You know, like you see, like
know.
all of these things, like our moms, yeah. During the funeral, you'd hear so many nice things,
Yeah.
and all of these things.
Yeah.
And by the way, just come and think of it. I've never gone to a funeral where someone has said something negative.
Nope. No, but you'll
People
see,
give.
hey, wait.
People, no,
there's
there's
a
one
shortcut in it like this. Lived,
There was another one.
was born, shule. Even there's no
They
work.
don't give work, education, went to school.
Died, and I was just like, oh
Yeah.
I said, and then there's the hands of pages and pages. Like there's a friend who passed. His dad passed away recently. We both know him. I won't name names.
Yeah.
And there was one constant word that was used in that wake in the funeral: generous.
Yeah.
Helped people.
Yes.
Like that person who would have given their last. I found that so powerful.
Yeah.
His hyphen was defined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it should be. You also came from my mom's funeral.
Of course, I was there. I loved your tribute was very beautiful. I don't even remember my tribute. Do you know that? I was numb. I'm telling you, the human brain is so interesting. It actually protects you.
Yeah.
Now is when I start to feel the feelings and go through the motions. And you see, that's when someone comes and tells you, you should be over it by now. You don't know that I've thawed out, Juicy.
By the way, we digress. We're supposed to we're supposed to shout out, first of all, the people who've been there for us.
Yes.
If it was not for my sister, first of all, I don't even know. Last year was hard. I never had a Christmas. I didn't even celebrate my birthday. My birthday is on the 1st of January, by the way, in case anybody wants to send me a gift. I didn't have a New Year's. I didn't have a Christmas because it was my fast. So the thing about the situation is you're going to experience a lot of fasts.
And you're in your fasts right now.
I'm on my fasts.
Yes.
I've not even gotten to Mom's birthday. I've not even gotten to Easter. I've not gotten to... We just passed... No, Mother's Day, Valentine's, International Women's Day. Like, all these things, you're just like, no one prepares you for this. Like, you see everybody appreciating their people on social media, and you're like, happy heavenly Christmas, happy heavenly New Year, like all of that, and it just feels so surreal. Like, am I really living this right now? I'm talking about her in past tense. Like, it's crazy, it's insane.
You can't call her and wish her or send her a message.
It was always my Valentine. Man, but you know what? It is what it is, and we want to just appreciate, I was saying, my sister. Who has been your support system?
Wow, mine is my best friend, Cynthia. There's my brother Adrian. He's actually my cousin. My brother, my sisters. I have half sisters. They've been there for me. My man has been there for me. He never knew me at that point, but he has now found. This is the hard part.
Yeah.
This is the one. You become, you sleep, and then you look so peaceful the next day, and he's just wondering
what's wrong with this one.
So he's also had to do research on
how to deal with someone who's grieving.
We'll get to that later, my friend.
That's very important, by the way.
It's so hard because
people need to understand how to walk around.
It's not linear.
It's not black and white. There's a very huge gray area when it comes to how you treat someone who's grieving. Because there are good days and there are bad days. The days I will wake up and I don't even want to open the curtains. And there are days I'll wake up and I'll be like, you know what? And I'll pray and I'll be like, you know what? Thank you for another day. Thank you, Lord. And today I'm doing this for Mom. And then there are those days you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm still here. Wow.
That's true. Oh, and my grandma. Let me tell you, my grandma lost 2 daughters in less than 6 months. We had just come from burying my mom's younger sister, who died of cancer. I ask my grandma every day, Shosho, you lost 2 daughters in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
How do you do it? But she's someone who I will always call, and she answers, hi, Jerry. That's love you, kiss, kiss.
Yeah.
Now, that's my rock. I really do thank God that even my nuclear family have been there, and they've been fantastic. Friends, there were 100 in the beginning. I can count only 5 who have stayed and who have been intentional.
Yes, intentional.
Intentional.
Yeah.
Very intentional. Some and they, you know what? Everyone has a busy life. And also have not been the easiest either. I will thank you guys.
Yeah.
Have not been easy because going
When
through
finding
this,
you, oh God.
because you're grieving your old self. You're grieving the person who had beauty in her life, or your mom in her life.
Yeah.
So you have to grieve the old you, and you don't want to let go.
You don't want to let go.
It's very tumultuous.
Yes.
And I think we should come
dictionary. Wait, take a definition.
But we need to also, what you've touched on is how some of the things we've used to grieve. I don't know if you want to talk about that today.
We shall revisit.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can still also, when we talk about support systems, we're not only talking about, by the way, shout out to my friends also. I've got a few friends who've been there. Shout out to Aura, shout out to Lynette, shout out to, I don't want to name the men because... Anyway, shout out to all of you guys. By the way, CGE guys, thank you so much. By the way, I appreciate you guys so much. And another thing, as we say, our family and our friends, can we shout out therapists? Can we just give a shout out to therapists? Guys, therapy works. And I would tell you, if you're out there and you feel like you can't talk to your relative or your friend or what, go talk to that stranger. By the way, you'll get so much insight, you'll be shocked.
That's true.
You'll be so shocked.
That's actually true.
And then they dig into your childhood.
Now they say, okay, let's peel.
Unpack. We are unpacking all the layers.
Because if we can't heal you from uko chini, I can't help you get to
the surface level.
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, shout out to Pastor Emmanuel. You get a shout out. And he's lost a parent too.
So
he just told me that he enters his car, he puts music and he goes for a drive and gospel and some nice worship. He cries down of Kimiro. You come back and you're good. You're just like, how does we know what happened?
Yeah.
And shout out to Auntie Fee, Auntie Kara. As in, for me, I've had the most amazing Barbara and CY. I love you.
Hey, okay. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, we can't even.
Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Weezy. Shout out to Gary. Shout out to.
And it's funny, we actually have
some
of the same support system.
Yeah.
So we shout out to you guys.
All of you guys. KK squad.
Watu wa KK and you know.
But yeah, guys, we really want to know from you guys because we know we're not alone, and sometimes trauma can bring people together, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, look at us now. It's brought us something really beautiful we never expected to be sitting here. Last year, this time, me and you were just buddies, but we never thought we'd be sitting there.
You're cool.
And then we used to meet in those random places. But now here we are, and it's so amazing that this brought us together. It's unfortunate about the incident, however, however, it is a good thing that, made us reconnect and whatnot.
Our mamas are proud.
So anyway, we want to hear from you guys. Please, we'll put our handles down there. So mtatuambia what you guys have gone through. If you've experienced anything close to what we have, do let us know. We want to interact and talk more about this. We have so much more to share. We can talk in the comment sections. You can DM us. By the way, feel free. Okay. We're going to talk to you and tell us what has helped us, how we've gone through it. And yes, this is just episode 1, guys. This whole podcast space, this whole space is not just about that. It's just the first episode. We just wanted to get that off our chests. We wanted to just, talk about things that people don't talk about. But episode 2, we're coming with something more. Mkorogo. And we'll be doing something interesting, guys. This space. I keep saying podcast. Can we just talk now? I beg.
Okay, this uku within, around, whatever this is, whatever you want it to be, we have so much lined up for you. You are gonna love the ride. There's gonna be good, bad, ick, but this is a safe space and we're gonna have fun talking about it, and we're just gonna be honest.
And we're gonna be doing fun activities. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that too.
There's a lot of activities coming through. We'll be showing you guys a bit of what our lives look like. Just a bit, a snippet too. No significant others here, but we shall show you guys a bit about our lives. So stay tuned. We love you guys so much, and thank you so much for tuning in.
So, good night, goodbye, good morning, wherever you are from us.
From us at Unsnapped.